What if the ninjas were civilians? Now you might be saying that there are already civilian suits. The ones most traditional of the show are this Kai, this Jay, this Cole, this Zane, this Lloyd. We also have a ton of relatively candid suits from the Ninjago movie and stuff, but they're not that great and they're not that accurate. And yeah, they're from the Ninjago movie and non-canon event of Ninjago. In the gardens and markets we got suits like Detective Zane and Blacksmith Kai, but we didn't get anything that great. So I wanted to try to create my own canon suits to the show. But before we get there, I want to show you some of my old work like the prison suits.
What happened? It wasn't Master Wu. Who was it? I have no idea. Does the name Crystal King mean anything to you?
Negative. I find no references to that name in any of my databases.
Who or what is a Crystal King? I don't know. But I have a bad feeling we're about to find out.
I also worked on some of the stealth suits from the Crystallized season.
Don't forget to close the secret entrance! You were the last one in! Oh, sure, let's blame Kai for everything. Great, that's awesome.
Ninja! Blah blah blah, you're the new ninja, we get it. Pro tip, you need a shorter catchphrase. We got ours down to 3 syllables.
And I also did the Borg suits from Crystallized.
They didn't even notice! For security guards, they're pretty clueless. What's the bypass code Pixel gave us? How would I know? She told you. No, she told both of us. No, she told you. I was just standing next to you. Don't tell me you forgot. It's either 3314 or 4413. I think it was 4413. Okay, here goes. 4413.
However, now moving on, I actually want to make some of the figures from the actual show. So I cut out the prints and made them and started putting them on. So here are the figures. Now I made every urban figure, so even some of the ones I had like Nia. So this is the Nia figure I'm going with. I don't think there was anything better to make or print out. That's another torso I would have used, but I had the actual one, so I went with it. Jay is using that torso. I think it looks pretty good. It doesn't look that bad. I'm pretty sure it's like an old Harry Potter torso recolored or something, but it's really cool. Next up is Kai's torso, which is probably one of the most unique ones because it has like the little fire inside the jacket, and I think that's really cool for a figure like this. I really wish LEGO made something like this and like maybe put it in like the LEGO city sets or something. That would have been awesome. Next up, I used the Arin minifigure from the markets because I don't really know what else you would use. This minifigure is accurate enough and has good printing. I also did add a handbag to him to make him more accurate, and then we also have Zane. With the movie heads and the, well, newer heads, these look a little bit weird, but honestly, it doesn't look that bad. The printing works well. I think there was some yellowing on the torso, so it didn't come out great. Lloyd is fine looking. The movie torso I had would probably have worked better, but whatever. And technically, this is more accurate. I do really like this Cole suit. It is a sweatshirt, a black sweatshirt for Cole. I really wish LEGO did put these in like the LEGO city sets because it would fit in that theme and it would be great to put in this theme. It would work on both sides. But yeah, this is the Cole figure. Next up, I have the younger Kai minifigure from Dragon's Rising Season 2. I thought this would be cool to make since Nia technically already exists. You can make it with real parts. So I decided it'd be a good idea to make Kai. This Kai's minifigure is made to be the most accurate, so it does actually have the yellow printing there with his symbol on it, as well as like everything you see at the show. And yeah, that is pretty much it. But then you might be realizing we are missing one person, and that being Sora. Now, Sora did get a city suit except for her actual tracksuit. So if you take this head, hair, and legs from this minifigure and then put it on the band torso, the build a minifigure torso, and probably switch the arm so it actually has printing, you can get this minifigure, which is honestly pretty cool. The build a minifigure actually had dark blue legs, so I'm going to leave it like that. But I think that's the most accurate urban Sora you're going to be able to. We have now completed the collection. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Next up, I made a ton of fold albums because I thought that would look really cool. And we also do have Zane's new job at the Borg store. Yes, we are employing him at the Borg store. So he actually made this machine that is sort of like a VR machine. So everywhere you look, you can like just be like in our new world. So pretty much how it works is you push this thing down and you're like playing on a little screen. And then around you, you can see like things go. So on that side, it said hi. And on this side, it's like a little Mario game. And the like white guy is your character and you have to like jump onto things. And then you also also have hearts up there showing like how many times you died or something. And this is like another level or another part of the game. But I think it would be awesome to have Zane as a board star worker because he would absolutely kill it. Let's start off with Kai, the elemental master of fire and the defeater of smoke. So what would Kai do as a civilian? Now all the way back in Crystallized, Kai actually became a teacher when mourning for Nia. So in order to recreate this figure, we're going to need a Kai headband hair, along with 2 yellow arms, this dual molded leg piece, and the rebooted torso because it has Kai's symbol on the back. In order to make the legs on this minifigure, I went ahead and took these black pieces of paper and then just wrapped them around the legs. Next up, I had to make his torso, so I got a cutout and I just glued it onto the minifigure. However, in order to be a teacher, Kai needs some kids to train. So originally, I was only going to make about 2 of these guys for Kai to train. But then I was like, you know what, just make 2 more because I have the bodies and parts. And then I was like, you know what, I just have 1 more, so I might as well do it. So Kai's now got 5 students to train. If you were wondering why all of them have like long black legs, it's because I didn't have any mini ones. So technically wyldfyre is also Kai's student, so she can be a part of the gang too. Now leaving it to a total of 6 people. And once Kai teaches them rising dragon technique, Cinder is going to be so screwed. Now, instead of Kai, what if Jay decided to take up a civilian job? Now, Jay being Jay, I think he would have actually been a TV show host, again like he did in Season 4, so let's create that. Starting off with the Jay minifigure to run this thing. He actually sports a blue tie, just like in the show, and it actually matches with his gi, so it's really perfect for Jay. Now, if you don't already know, Jay's TV show is called The Gauntlet. Jay's TV show is one of those obstacle competition shows. It's pretty much a show where people compete to win by doing crazy obstacles, a bit like Lego Masters. For the stage of Jay's TV show, I wanted to create a turntable sort of thing where you can put Jay on top of it and it would like turn the podium, so you can just turn Jay with that little handle. I made something that looks like it's out of Lego Dimensions, but it's actually made to conceal the different contraptions I'm using inside. Next up, I created a connected gearbox system connecting this side to the other side, so when you move this side, it moves the other side too. They both work inversely, and I actually want to put these boombox speakers on there so people could hear Jay talking. So we need to hire an audio mixer, like Cole. I made one of those tables DJs have, and I also had to add some prints to this because otherwise it would look too bad. So I made this print as well as this print, so I applied them, and now Cole has a little banner as well as some like switches on his thing, so it like makes sense and looks real. So for the speakers, you can actually move them with this one gear. Next up, I had to cover up the rest of the mechanisms by adding things to the outside. So I added a bunch of blue in these just blue bricks and put them over so you can't see any of the mechanisms and it looks more smooth. And I also had this big 6x6 base in the center where I put this, but don't worry, I actually made a print that says Jay's The Gauntlet, since that's apparently the name of the show. Next up, I need some good lighting, so I added headlights to the entire thing. It's these very simple headlights that can be moved using the small lever feature. On top of that, I added some banners, and I actually made these little cutouts of Jay and glued them onto there, and then added the banners. I actually made a little play feature, so when you turn on the headlights, it also activates the banners. However, we're still missing a key aspect to this entire thing: a food vendor. Here we have Arin as a civilian working as a pie baker and selling those pies, so we need to create him a food stand so he can sell them. Only problem being, I don't actually have any Lego pies because the ones in the Lego sets were actually just these like waffle pieces and they're not that great. They don't look like pies at all. So I went ahead and printed out some and then glued it onto these discs. For Arin's actual food stand, it's a small stand with a little like cooking area in the back and then a little fence so he can like put the pies out so people don't like put in their hands and get hurt. I also made a print and I attached it, and all in all I think it looks pretty good. In order to finish up Jay's thing, I actually added fire to the side to make it look cooler and like add more excitement. But now that we're pretty much done with everything, we need to create an audience for Jay to talk to. So I got a bunch of these plates and then put them on big base plates. I don't have 50 plus Lego seats, so this looks fine enough and it works well. And then I finally finished putting down the other 55 minifigures. Now since I happen to have some extra plates, I thought why not use it? And so now we have a total of 88 minifigures here. You know what, whoever can find every single ninja in this picture and tell me how many they are will get the pin comment. That meaning you have to find every Kai, Jay, Cole, Zane, Nia, Lloyd, Sora, and Arin. But now that we're done with our audience, we actually need something to go on in the show, and that means we need to make obstacles. So the first obstacle I made was this sort of like wheel thing. Pretty much you go on it and then you try not to fall off of it. One of the play features for this thing is that you can actually go ahead and turn it yourself and, you know, pop characters off. And another feature about this is when you go to the end and if you jump too hard, everything will come like sort of flying off and you might fall off. So it just works like that. And so our next obstacle actually has a ladder, and pretty much you climb up the ladder and then there's this sort of like pole thing. You have to balance all the way through. There's like a little stopping break point, but you have to balance all the way through without falling off. So it's really easy to fall off and you have to stay on. And the next thing is hoops. I think this one is really self-explanatory. You're supposed to jump through them. But yeah, you get the point. So I went ahead and set up our field. Here we have Arin selling his pies and is just ready for any hungry customer that comes his way. We have the entire audience readily watching and waiting for the show to begin. We have all the obstacles set up and ready to be used by contestants. And we also have Cole mixing in the background along with Jay, ready to start this TV show. However, out of nowhere, a wolf warrior pops up, and this wolf warrior is ready to break stuff. And before anyone can catch him, he's able to break the speaker. So now we need two more things, a technician and someone to bodyguard against these bad guys. The perfect technician would be that literal elemental master of technology, Sora, and Kai's actually no, wyldfyre's team of 5 other ninja candidates would be a great bodyguard. Our first contestant is going to be the one and only Lloyd. He uses his Spinjitzu powers to get to the end of the course and then goes ahead and goes through the hoops just by jumping through them. But then he falls on the rolly thing. Then Cinder decides to break in and bust everything. However, the new ninja force is ready for this, so they immediately go ahead and try to attack him and then cuff him with bangstone cuffs. Even though no one saw him actually complete the course, he happened to go from start to end really quickly, so people just went with him. Well, that is it for today. I am so tired, so I hope you guys liked the video. Bye.